Yo, what's going on?
Mm, mm.
Yo, another quick pop-up show, man. We had something come across the desk. And give a quick shout out to Mad Mike, man. He brought it to my attention earlier about a situation Maria Martin from Fox 5 put on her Twitter and gave us a little insight as to what was going on with the coaching staff. And in the second tweet, she gave us a bigger insight as to what the last regime was not doing. So when you put two and two together or one and one together, however you want to add it, up, it just wasn't right.
Either
But
way, just wasn't right.
yeah, man, just come on in and have a seat right quick. We ain't gonna hold y'all long. I know y'all had a long day, and trust me, I had a long day myself with these videos and still got one to put up. Big Q, what's up, man?
What's happening?
You know what to do, man. Tell the folks what's up.
Hey, man, it's another day. It's another time to go live. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. God is good all the time. All the time.
Damn Deacon
All
Moore.
right, man. You know, A1 authentic. That's one thing ain't gonna change.
But yeah, man, if y'all want to know what we talking about, Shaka, what's good, my guy?
Man,
This is what we talk about right quick. This is one of the tweets. And they up at the NFL Combine. If y'all haven't checked out those interviews with Ian Cunningham and Kevin Stefanski, please do so. They have about 4 or 5 each up there. So any interview that y'all see them do, please go check it out because they give me y'all the insight as to what they exactly trying to do with this team. And I have no problem with that. And like my boy Chris said, ain't no hush hush. Everything on the front street. Let's get it. What's up, my guy?
what's happening? What's going on, chat? What's happening?
Yeah, but this the first tweet, man. And let me take the comments off so y'all can see it. I said a big takeaway for me for talking with both Ian Cunningham and Kevin Stefanski. Tell you what's up. Is their emphasis on 5 picks right now? Right now. That's in hypotheses right now. Jeff, what's up, man? It said Ian's first year as assistant in Chicago started with 5. If y'all don't know what they're talking about, they talking about the Khalil Mack trade, and
Mm-hmm.
that Khalil Mack trade worked out for him, man. They
Big
ended
trip.
up getting a second and a 6th round pick for a veteran edge rusher with their trade to San Diego. Winston, what's up, my guy?
What's happening?
Um,
Still.
so they ended up with 10. So he tells that. Ian tells that. If y'all go check out that interview with Tori McElhaney and Will McFadden, he tells him and Stefanski he tells how he ended up with 10 in Chicago. Great story. So
Right.
this is why we keep telling y'all just because they saying they franchising Kyle Pitts doesn't mean he gonna stay in Atlanta. Because if you can trade Khalil Mack and future Hall of Fame edge rusher, you can trade anybody.
Yeah, I agree with that. And as you know, I agree. I understand that it's a long shot that it may happen. You know, because they may want to see what Kevin Stefanski can do with Kyle Pitts. You know, but
Facts.
same time, like I said the other day, that is a reasonable possibility. But yeah, the right now, there's real emphasis on that, and we could be making a move. Is that what they're indicating? That there could be a move, maybe another veteran or two could be on the move just so they can get more draft picks.
Cause think about it. The Eagles are built through the draft. So maybe they trying to follow that same blueprint. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
He's a
Miss
big
Drill,
draft.
what's good?
Hey, how you doing,
Facts.
Mr. Dre? He's a big
Facts.
draft, and we already been making moves anyway. Like we're already starting to trim some fat already. You know, already getting rumored about certain guys not being able to come back, and you already know I'm talking about Tyler. Then you know, of course, Daryl Hodge. You know, so they're already starting to trim some fat, trying to see
Yep.
exactly which direction they're going to go. And remember this too, y'all. Last season, the way that the roster was constructed, it was sort of constructed so the special teams could be the strength. But of course, we've seen that you know the unit as a whole was a weakness.
Backfired.
Yeah, it was a weakness. So I look at Kadero Hodge and I'm like, yeah, we had him as a wide receiver, but he was mostly known for his special team play, even a Pro Bowl status. But
Facts.
at the same time, I'm looking at this. Think about this. Because we had constructed our roster to make the special teams the strength, it was guys like Simeon Burrow that we weren't able to keep. And I would have loved to have been able to do that. You know, I mean, shoot, even to this point right now, you got guys like Nick Nash, who's with the Commanders now. We never even got a chance to even really see him. So,
and now he's in Washington actually. Shout out to Blackberry with the home team, man. What's good, my guy? Said they do trade Pitt. What you think they get for him? I said no less than a second, depending on what team it is. And if it's somebody at the bottom of the first who got picks to spare, who got an extra pick like the Browns, I can see them doing it. But they have Harry Fanning, but that's another story. But yeah, Blackberry, man, y'all go check him out. Blackberry Loretz on YouTube, man. Shout out to my boy Tremel, man. Thank you for the super chat, my guy. Y'all go ahead and drop them super chats. Truly appreciate it. But he said T.I. whipping 50 butt right now. Shout out to Smitty and A and Tip, man. What's good? Thank you for the donation, my brother. But yeah, man, I heard that diss track, man. It's cold.
I ain't heard it yet. I heard snippets of it. I ain't, man. I've been ripping and running, man. I ain't even sat down to being able to really just. Yeah,
man, you always on the move, bro. Always.
I'm moving.
He don't see them trading facts. I don't see them trading picks unless they get a first rounder. But I don't think they'll get no first. They do it, it's gonna be a late first. Like I said, it's gonna be somebody at the bottom of that first. But if they do get a first, that would be special because if they do, they can use that first to trade back and probably get 3 more picks. So if that do work out that way, I would love it.
Yeah, no, seriously, because again, Ian likes picks. I'm just waiting to see how he's going to work it. I'm just waiting. He's been indicating, and like you, Maria Martin's been saying, just in this whole instance, we got 5 right now. So I'm interested to see what type of move is going to come. Could it be someone on the move, a veteran? We already see that we're going to be moving on from Caden Ellis. That's where the indication is, especially the way that he said, there's other linebackers. There was no real confidence about bringing Caden back. So it's like he is going to build this team, in his image. It's going to be some things that's going to get tore down. And remember, guys, we talked about this for the last month and a half, 2 months, that this is the type of things that are going to happen when a new regime comes in. They're going to start looking at the roster and start saying, okay, well, we can get better here. We can do without this here. Again, and of course, building through the draft, being able to bring your own guys in that fits the mold of what you're trying to build. Like, this is what happens.
Yeah. And this is why I told y'all from the jump, nobody's safe.
Nobody.
This is just a reality of the NFL and any other sport. Just like when they get a new GM and a new head coach, they want they type players. I mean, it's a given. Nobody in this regime drafted nobody on this roster. Not even Bijan, not even Drake, not even Kyle. Anybody is up for grabs at the right price. Anybody. Yeah, that means Bijan too. If they get 3 first-round picks, he good as gone. Running back is one of those. Yeah, 3. If they get 3, he's gone.
He's out of here, I think.
Hey man,
I don't know.
Man,
I mean,
I got to download that boot gift because we use that more than enough around here. But go ahead.
No, for real, bro. That's wild. Wow, somebody offered 3 first rounds for Bijan, but that's another topic. But yep, I'm gonna say I was about to say, man, we were talking about Bates, how he possibly could be a trade target. Xavier Watts is the deal. I mean, me personally, again, if I can and fit it in the budget, I would like to keep Bates. One more year with Xavier, I think would bode well for Xavier long term. But
you sign to an extension, they could get an extra year out of 2 years. Who knows? But if they sign to an extension, they save money. But how much can they save if they cut him or trade him? That's the thing.
I think we talked about it once before. I don't have it on hand, but let me see.
Tremel, they might be able to get Denzel Ward free agents because I think Cleveland may trade him. I'm sorry. may cut him because he may not get, they may not get what they want in the trade. But hey, who knows? I don't see players get traded for 7-round picks who are worth way more than that just to get them off the books. It happens sometimes. Tay said Avion and Omar. Somebody falls to the second. Y'all still think Ian trades back? Absolutely. He trading back anyway because he needs more picks. And you could see it. He could be trading some of this year's picks for next year's picks. It just happens like that sometimes. I don't know how, but it does. DA said they trade Bijan, I'm going to throw a rocket at Mr. I mean, I'm just saying, 3 first-round picks, you gonna pass that up, DA? I'm just saying. But think about it. Tyler had 1,000 yards before Bijan got here. So I mean, the production from another running back can be there. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead, Chris. My bad.
No, you finna start a riot. That's all you finna do.
I mean, when haven't I not done that?
I'm talking about start a whole riot. Let me see here. So, let me see.
You want to move to the next tweet? Or stay on this one for a minute?
Oh, you was trying to figure out about the release or the cuts or whatnot.
Oh yeah. Right. Go ahead. My bad.
Okay.
Thank you, Miss Drill. Go ahead.
Thank you. As far as like 2026, your dead cap is 18 mil. Because remember, we already restructured him.
Okay. Right.
So if you're talking about a pre June 1st release, that's like I said, that's 18 mil. Your cap save is only gonna be about 6.5. Now you're talking about post, your dead caps in 26 still gonna be 11 with a 7 and 27. But your 26 cap savings will be 13 mil. So, you gain an extra half.
Right. So it's best to keep him and try to get the extension done.
Yeah, because
we don't need to we don't need to lose no money. But go ahead.
Yeah, because even in the pre June 1st trade and in the post June 1st trade, it's the same difference.
Yeah.
Same difference.
So you sign to the extension. That's the only way you save money on that, because you can push money to the back of the contract. Ms. Drill said it doesn't sound like they're married to Ellis either. No, he's gone, and I'll be putting up a video about that a little later. But go ahead.
Yeah, shoot. Yeah, we was talking about the same thing about Caden Ellis. You know what I mean? Yeah, it sounds like he's gone. I mean, when he said, yeah, there's other linebackers, I was like, yep, that's all I need to hear right there. Because
wishing on the same page. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I meant to mention this too. What I said about the pre-June 1st release, that was from today to the 15th. Now, if it's past the 15th to the 1st, the dead cap would be 19 million. Then the 2026 savings would go down. Oh, it'll go down just a mil, so it'll still be like 5. But it was 6.5, but it'll be 5.5.
Oh, that's crazy.
So really, as far as trying to cut them and all that stuff, it don't help you.
No, I don't. So that's what I'm saying. It's time to extension. Cody said that man had almost 23 all-purpose yards. He staying put. I get that part. But this is what I'm saying. The same thing DA saying. 3 first-round picks will transform this franchise. You got to think, and this is just hypothetical. James Pierce, don't know if he's coming back. That's 1 pick. Mm-hmm. You need wide receivers. That's 2 picks. Also, you got to think about the offensive line, right tackle and center. That's 3 picks. So you can use all 3 of those picks in the next coming years. And who knows? You probably say a team this year has 2 first-round picks because the Rams do. Imagine you got 2 of those picks and it spins the block right quick, because you could possibly get the 2 this year, 1 next year, and maybe a 3rd next year. 4 picks for 1 player. You mean to tell me you wouldn't take that chance? I know I would. I didn't draft Bijan. I would.
No, I mean, I think that's what the new regime may look at it like. And again, getting those picks, man. Like you just said, James Pierce Jr. may. That's a big pick you're gonna have to get back. Moving on, yeah. I mean, you could
So
change the franchise like that, but
right.
I ain't whoever you draft, and all the draft, the capital that you get, you got to make sure you're definitely drafting the right players. It can't be you traded Julio Jones and you got Troy Anderson situation here. I'm just being
Shit,
honest.
no. This Tay said the pressure and need to win is now. I think holds them back from trading core players. Ian always keeps his main goal is to add depth. You don't add depth by creating more holes. Ryan keeps talking core. I mean, we get that part. We just hypothetically saying if the right offer come along, anybody is for sale, no matter who you are. Because remember, they even cut Todd Gurley in his prime, even though his knees wasn't the same. But he was still the superstar player.
I'm gonna keep it real with you too. There's something else about it that we're not really all the way talking about because though all those positions that we just said, wide receiver, offensive line, yeah, we need all that stuff.
Right.
But think about it though, Smitty. Even we already talked about Caden Ellis. That linebacker core outside of Divine Diablo
Decimated.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. You're going to have to figure that out in free agency and in the draft as well, because you got Divine Diablo, you had Caden Ellis, but you're talking about Troy Anderson, who is not under contract because him and Arnold Abacady, their both contracts are about to be up. Then you got JD Bertrand, but I don't think they really want JD Bertrand back. At least I don't. But anyway, D'Angelo Malone, and most likely probably move on from him as well, possibly. Then you got Josh Woods, Ronnie Harrison. I mean, Leonard Floyd. He most likely he won't be back. You got Khalid Kareem, but you still need some more depth behind him. And on the other side, of course, you got. And then on the other side, of course, like I said, you got James Pierce Jr., you got Arnold Abacady, you got Braylon Trice.
And Braylon, we don't even know what's going to happen with him either. See what I'm saying? We got so many holes.
And like I said, Arnold Abacady is up for a contract. Like, remember, I said it when James Pierce Jr. got in trouble. I said, well, I know who's rubbing their hands now.
Yeah, you did say that. But think about this too, Chris. We talk about the player that we don't have. Think about this in retrospect as well. You could possibly draft another running back with one of those first round or second round picks and not have to pay Bijan $25 million. Because let's be real, those big contracts with him and Drake and Kyle, they're going to cash strap the team to a certain extent. Now, it may help that we don't have to pay a quarterback for another 3-4 years, maybe 5. They going to help. But at the same time, if you bring in a veteran, you're going to have to pay some kind of money to a quarterback at the least 25 to 30 million. So we back in the Kirk Cousins territory again. So I mean, it's a win lose in certain spots, just depending on how you spend it. If you spend it the right way and trade the right people, you'll get the right, product in return, and you'll be able to build this team the right way. That's all I'm saying. Shaka, thank you for the donation, my brother. Go ahead.
No, I agree. You got to build a team the right way. I just feel like Bijan Robinson is definitely one of those guys that this regime wants to build around. I think if they said, okay, get rid of everybody except for one player, I think that one player is going to be Bijan Robinson, who they keep.
I can believe that, but I can rock with that. I'm just saying hypothetically that if you want to build this team the right way, you got to sacrifice like that sometimes. Because remember, Eric Dickerson got traded, Marshall Faulk got traded. Both of those guys in the Hall of Fame.
Thurman?
Well, no, Thurman played. Yes, he played for the Dolphins. Absolutely. Emmitt Smith. I mean, it just happens. I get what you're saying. Shaka. 15-yard rushing and almost 1,000 receiving. I get it, man. And I get it. Production. We ain't had production like that from a running back in God knows how long. So I get it. But I'm just saying, nobody in this front office that's here right now drafted him.
That man Mike Dick had traded the whole draft for Ricky.
For Ricky Williams.
Right.
That don't matter. This is a new regime with a GM that values picks. We just don't know, and that's all I'm saying. On 7-8, that's all
Don't
I'm
know,
saying, man.
man. Yeah, we just don't know.
Mike ATL was good. Herschel Walker, that Minnesota trade, absolutely. Dallas and Minnesota, they got a haul for him. Ricky Williams, just like y'all just said. Boom said someone said trade Kyle Pitts in the chat. I disagree. Kyle may have had a Pro Bowl year this season, but Kyle played much better than he played much better this season. 88 catches for 928, 5 touchdowns with bad quarterback play. And you got to think too, he wasn't really being schemed with the system like he should have, like when Matt Ryan was him. He was the number one guy when Matt Ryan was here. He should have been the number one guy still because he's the biggest mismatch on the field. And think about it, and I said it in previous videos. You got to pay Drake 30, 35. That's twice you got to pay, twice more than you got to pay Kyle. And Kyle is the biggest mismatch. So if Kyle is the biggest mismatch, you take the cheaper contract and try to get off the bigger contract and get more draft picks. Because wide receivers, sort of like a Puka Nacua, like I said before, in LA, I think it was a 5th round pick. You can find wide receivers in the draft to come in and produce. That's not a problem. Especially if they the type wide receiver that you need for your scheme and your system, that's not a problem at all. So trade Drake, get a pick, get off that $35 million contract. And I'm gonna stick to that. Even though my boy A1, we've been going back and forth about it. That just always gonna be my take on it.
I mean, yeah, I get it. But if somebody offer you 2 third-round picks right now for Kyle Pitts, what you doing?
Boy, you got to kick him far as you can. RB, Marshall Faulk was not in his prime when he got traded to St. Louis. He was not. He was in his prime. He wasn't out of his prime. I mean, he was still in the middle of his prime because he still wanted MVP and almost won 2 with the Rams. So it happens sometimes. Because the Colts were rebuilding and the Rams were one piece away, and they still ended up eventually winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, man. It said trade Pitts getting a bona fide draft pick.
Hey, can't argue with it. Drake and Jess out of here. They can get max picks for Drake, and Jess can get you a second with the right team. I absolutely agree.
Right team. I'm saying, hey man, I'm just saying, bro. We're gonna have to wait and see because this new regime could just pop up on us. And I mean, some people, it was it was. I won't say it's crazy, but I was surprised about like the outcry about that I've seen so much, for Kadero Hodge. So that wasn't really a surprise to me. I mean, even the Tyler Algier news is not a surprise. It's more was a
lot of money, bro. $2.6 million in savings. I mean, it don't sound like a lot, but think about it. That's two undrafted rookies right there. It's about money and depth.
Got to do it. And one thing we did last year, we did add some depth through the undrafted free agency. Hopefully we can hit that again. Maybe some guys will slide and you end up getting some good players. So that's what it's all about, man. Getting in here, getting some competition in here. It seemed like we was doing some of that, last year as far as like the draft process. But it's going to be interesting to see what Ian's draft process is. We got to give him that same grace and evaluation process like we did Terry Fontenot, really his first 2 drafts.
Drill said Bijan was Ski's first call. You don't think that he's part of what drew him to the Falcons? Absolutely. And he's probably going to build an offense around him because, as I told y'all before, I think the run game going to be more important than anything the first 10 to 12 games of the year because they got to get chemistry with the quarterback and the receivers. So Bijan is going to be key. So, but the thing is, they had to go out now and find a number 2 after we found out Tyler not coming back. Robert, what's up, man?
What's happening, Robert?
I really think they would trade Pitts for picks and draft a tight end. I could see that. But there's also a free agent tight end that's cheaper than Kyle. Yeah. Much cheaper. And can do the same thing. But since he has that speed and that size and that wingspan, that's what makes him very appealing to any team. Keep Pitts when quarterback is questionable. Yeah, absolutely. because whoever is the quarterback, they're gonna need a security blanket and a secret weapon. Kyle gonna be that guy.
Hey man.
Dan said we're going to have 10 draft picks next year, including a couple of compensatory picks under Ian Cunningham. Absolutely.
Right.
Because I think Leonard Floyd may bring a fifth. Go ahead. My bad.
Oh no, go ahead. No, you was talking about Leonard Floyd.
Yeah. No, it depends on, how the players impact your team as to where your compensatory pick is gonna land. And if they trade Kyle or trade Bates, I think that puts them right around the third round category, and that's pretty good for a free pick.
Oh, free pick. But yeah, man. What else we got? So yeah, 3 first round picks. I call Spielberg and that whole bet to Jurassic Park.
Boom, out of control.
Yeah. Hey, now, but it 3 first rounders. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't want you to get it confused. I hear exactly what you're saying about 3 first round picks. That right there, especially depending on like where the picks are. Like, can you imagine getting possibly like 1 in 26 and like 2 in 27, hypothetically speaking?
Yeah, 2 in the first round. For
yeah.
You can tell me you wouldn't do that, especially when not this year, but next year if you have you get that first round pick back because that's your first round pick anyway. But if you get 2 this year and you can trade one of them back and end up getting one next year too, you set yourself up for success because the quarterback class next year is going to be hell. And think about it, if you got 2 first round picks in 27, you can trade those 2 picks no matter how low they are up to the top 5 and get one of those quarterbacks coming out next year. And you have to start thinking about the future. Now that, we've been talking about Michael Penix all this time, now you got to start thinking about the future because the media can't sway us into thinking Michael Penix not going to be here. But we said it months ago that if he didn't heal properly and another quarterback came in, he may not get his spot back anyway. Shaka said I hear y'all about them not drafting Bijan, but they know who he is. I mean, look, a lot of people mad about Bijan about a running back, but I told y'all that draft, that offseason, they attacked every position but running back. So that told you where they was going in the draft.
Yeah, which was still kind of wild to me. Even seeing Tyler at the time, I didn't see it. I didn't know they was gonna pull the trigger on Bijan, and I was surprised at first. But again, like I said before, I say it again. I'm happy with John Robinson as a Falcon, and I always will be. If we want to keep him, I'm not mad at it. Again, this is all hypotheticals. Nobody be like, "Oh, hey, man, Chris and Smitty over there talking about trading Bijan." Nah, we just chopping it up, man. We just shooting the breeze. And so nobody take that seriously and run with it and clip it and all that stuff. Come on, man.
I mean, they can clip it. I can repeat myself. That one thing about me. If I say something, I say it again.
No, facts.
Hey, you know me, Chris. I'm scared. I'm not scared to say what people scared to say. I say it. That's just me. Ghost Pepper, what's up, my guy? DA said he agree with you for 2 third-round picks for Kyle. I call Steven Burke still have that sit back Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park.
He on the practice squad. I mean, futures contract practice squad, so he's still here.
Yeah, Simons is still around. I just seen him on the depth chart actually.
Yeah, he's still here. Bears fans are having a bit of trader's remorse with Grady Jarrett and Drew Dalman. Of course they are. We knew it. Yeah. We knew the deal.
Yeah, man. That's why I'm glad we didn't try to overpay for either one because when Grady Jarrett stepped away, Brandon Dorless, stepped up. You even start seeing more of some Zach Harrison, David Amenyata. I believe, even though I think he's gone, he did have a better, especially in the second half of the season. I think he had a good year overall.
Especially against Jerron, something we struggled against for a little while. Yeah, he was the main reason why it turned around. He started plugging gaps. He started getting after the quarterback. He was doing everything to be disruptive.
And why are these Bears messing with the NFL ball? The NFL got more important things to think about and worry about than having you talk about, oh man, well, our draft pick for Ian Cunningham.
That's called greed, Chris. That's
Wish
called
you
greed.
give it a rest.
It's called greed. But I don't care what they do. I don't think they're gonna get it because the NFL already said no. They can appeal all they want. You can't change their mind unless they're gonna file a lawsuit.
I just think they just need to give it a rest, dog.
Facts. But enough of the hypothetical, man. We was on that topic 30 minutes. So we're gonna try to be on this in about 20 minutes. Because it's been a long day, like I said, and I got another video to put out. But Maria Martin also said this. Another big takeaway, and shout out to Mad Mike, like I said, man. He had it on his show earlier, and I had to talk about it because look, the Falcon contingent is here. I mean, everybody is there. Scouting department, coaches, Stefanski and Ian Cunningham. We seen both of them doing interviews. This is different from past years. Pause. That's part right there. This is different from past years. You mean to tell me that Raheem Morris and not all of his coaching staff was in Indy? And it makes sense because
no, it wasn't.
I didn't see him pass the press conference. That's the only time he popped up. After that, I didn't see him no more. And maybe they talking about the coordinators, that maybe they talking about all of that. I did see Terry Fontenot. I did see Raheem Morris. What about Zach? What about TJ? What about Jerry Gray? What about all these guys? This is a collective, and this shows you that a new dawn is taking place. It's showing you.
Absolutely. It's showing you the right way that it needs to be done. You think about it, guys, like we've been asking for things to be done the right way. I don't know, forever. And honestly, like before, you used to get like the secret stuff. You used to get all the need to know basis type feel.
Right. And see, the thing about the scouting combine, what people got to understand, it is a workout as well. But they also still have a pro day. But if you catch them in Indy, my bad, go ahead.
Having those face-to-face conversations, just like Kevin Stefanski saying, you're already starting to build the culture that you want, and you're already being able to get your hands on type of players to see what kind of mold that they have. What type of player that you're getting, what type of person that you're getting, and can they fit on your football team? So again, like I'm loving the contingency. I'm loving that it's been different from the past years because we need to start doing things the right way. So yes, I love it. And you think about it too. This new regime needed to come in and make a statement anyway. They needed to come in and completely just wash away and wipe away things that were done differently from what they're doing right now. So I'm loving the change so far. Again, first impressions are everything. And so far, this new regime's first impression is at least heading in the right direction. You break down every move that they've done so far, even down to handling the James Pierce Jr. situation, but dropping the letter and just saying, hey, look, this is a situation that I can't talk about. Even Ian Cunningham, when they tried to ask him about it again at the draft, at the combine, he said it again, shut it down. Like these guys are dotting their I's and crossing their T's, and they're not leaving any stone unturned so far. But again, I'm enjoying it, and hopefully Falcon fans, you guys are enjoying it too, because this is a new feel. It really, really feels different.
And one thing that I know that a lot of people don't think about, man, when you do these combine interviews face to face, not only does it work for the draft, but it also works for down the road. If you build a relationship with a player and they want to move on to another team, or it's time for them to be let go because they're a free agent, what are the first place do you think they're going to look? They're going to remember that conversation they had with this coach, this general manager, this offensive coordinator, this defensive coordinator, just the coaching staff in general. And if that coaching staff is still intact with that team, that most likely will be the team that player would choose first. We've seen it 1,000 times.
Absolutely, bro. And my thing is relationships are everything. And
Facts.
sometimes, like, you can have guys, and we have already seen it too before. We've seen behind the scenes type things to where a guy may be brought in and be like, okay, yeah, I remember how he was back at the draft. I remember how he was, when this team drafted him and everything. He's always been an excellent player. Now he's going to be a great player for us. We finally got around to him. And then you hear draft stories where, when we was going to draft this guy, and we know they got to him first, and et cetera, et cetera. So it's just all those different stories, like all those backstories. It just comes to the into the light, man. And ultimately, we're gonna see again what's going to happen. What's up, Willie Dot? What's happening? Blessings.
What's up, Willie? What's up, my guy? Say at least the JPJ situation, we can start pivoting to solutions. Absolutely.
That's what we have to do.
Madrid a definite culture change.
Yeah.
Best player available. Man, we didn't do preparation. Come on,
like,
Cindy.
Like who the best one right now? Like, yeah, just take him.
Now it's one Coach Jerry Gray's in San Francisco with Raheem.
Yes.
When they brought Justin Hood back to be the secondary coach, we knew Jerry was gone at that point.
Yep.
They're trying to get younger, even on the coaching staff.
Justin did
GA Texas boy was good, man. What you say, A1?
Now I said Justin did a good job, though. I mean, I can't take it from him.
Facts. But he learned from Jerry Gray, so I mean that's what they wanted. And that's what happened. Jamel said, really, the first order of everything is figuring out the quarterback situation. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. And now I just can't wait to see what they do. Willie said, thank you for the donation, my brother. He said, just prove that the Falcons went 8-9 with talent, overcoming bad coaching. Just think if we had competent coaching, we could be 10-7 yearly or better and in the playoffs. I agree with that.
Right. I get, man, shoot.
That,
what it was 8-9 last year.
8-9 the year for that.
Right.
Well, previous years, what, 3 years, 7-10.
10.
So
I'm like, it felt like we were going through a rerun. Goddamn. I'm like,
boy.
I'm like, remember like them old shit with them old boxes? They get stuck. You got to hit it on the side so you can keep going. I'm like, God damn.
No, them old cassette tapes. What you put in play, just keep pressing the rewind button. You have to flip it over and play the other side.
I mess around that tape end up shooting out. You be mad at it. You be mad at it. But I'm just saying, bro, we were 8-9 though. And you look at, at least like 3, 4, at least if you could get 3 or 4 of those games, come on now. 3 or 4 of those games you should have been able to get. A couple of them, of course, fell on the kicker. But you even think about down to the execution, interceptions or fumbles, or plays just not being made. It's just overall, it's like, man, if you just could have been able to get over that hump or just been able to be better in the situations, call better plays, not be getting too cute in different situations. I just thought the objective to always was to drive the ball forward. And sometimes that cute stuff just be crazy.
Facts.
But either way it goes, it's out the doors.
Yeah. Birdcage LLC. Go check out our boy Ryan on the Birdcage, man. Tomorrow, his special guest, Buck Ballou, man. Please go check it out. Former Georgia quarterback, 1980 national champion. Please go check that out, man. Trust me, y'all gonna love it because when Ryan asks questions, he get to the bottom of everything.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, man, like he said, man, with what Kevin Stefanski said with them face-to-face, it's just crazy that all of this is just coming to light. And when she said another big takeaway, that just spoiled everything. So they just putting to rest the shame that the last regime brought us in. I'm just glad you can tell by Mr. Blank's demeanor that he's at a whole new level of thinking in the way he's doing things. If he got rid of Rich McKay, God damn it, he was ready for change. And he did it. A lot of people mad. A lot of people around the league. And a lot of people were mad about Matt Ryan. Hey, when it's somebody you familiar with, I mean, you got to do it. Because like I told y'all, it's just people that he trusts. Matt Ryan is one of those people that he trusts, so he gonna make that move. But go ahead.
I was just saying, people couldn't believe it that Arthur Blank actually made a move. I ain't gonna lie to you. I know I was definitely one of those ones where I'm like, yes, he should make a move, but he gonna have to we're gonna have to see it. He got to show me. So I'm just glad he showed it.
But we're gonna stay on about 5 to 10 more minutes, and we're gonna roll. If y'all got any questions, throw them out there.
I got a question.
Okay, go ahead.
What position are you most excited about? This for y'all too in the chat. I don't be leaving y'all out. But which position are you most excited about to watch in the combine?
That's easy. Wide receiver.
Okay.
I want to see who's gonna be the next freak of nature. I want to see who the fastest guy out there, and I want to see who the best route runner, who has the best footwork, release, all that stuff. I go wide receiver. I mean that's just me. Ryan said the trenches and linebacker. So you mean the defensive line? Miss Drill, she like me. She said receivers. Yeah, I'm with the receivers because I know that's one of the key positions that we need. So that's what I'm looking at. Ryan said, what direction do you feel we go in this draft? You mean entire draft or second round? If you mean entire draft, I think we go mainly. I actually think we do a mix of both because we have needs on the offensive line, we have needs at receivers, we have needs at defensive tackle and linebackers. So I think we do a little bit of both.
I like it, man. I'm interested myself. I'm
JT
definitely
said defensive tackle.
That's actually what I'm kind of like looking at, like the trenches. Well, what's going to be like what the old lineman looking like, what the defensive lineman looking like, defensive tackle, edge rushers. I'm looking at all that. Definitely interested in the linebacker core just because of what I just said. We may have to draft a linebacker or two. Maybe have to try to bring in a couple of undrafted free agents or 3. So we'll see, man. But Ryan said the entire draft. What direction do we go?
I think a little bit of both.
Yeah.
We got a lot of need for depth, and he keeps preaching that. So I think he's gonna find a way to get more draft picks, and we're gonna, dibble and dabble on both sides of the football, just like last year. It was all defense except Jack Nelson, and that was the right thing to do because his defense was falling apart.
Yeah, I think it'd be nice to get a nice little mix of both. I wouldn't be surprised though if we did go, like for example, if we had 7 draft picks, I wouldn't be surprised if we went like 4 of them at least defense though. Yeah,
because we need depth. Yeah, it's linebacker, defensive line, absolutely. With all the edge rusher we losing, oh yeah, definitely.
And you may need, depending on what you do in free agency, you may need a starter, or you may need a guy that can come in rotational and limited minutes, like limited snaps, but still make a difference. Right. It just all depends on what they want to do.
Right, and I think free agency is going to dictate what we do in the draft. Whatever we can't get in free agency, that's going to probably dictate the draft. Willie said, appreciate the video, MPJ. You're welcome, my brother. And really, do you think MPJ rushes back so he doesn't lose his job? I think that's up to the doctors. If the doctors let him rush back, then that's going to be their fault. Because like I told you, I think with what's going on before we even get to preseason, it's going to be a lot. Because we're talking about rookie minicamp, OTAs, then training camp, then preseason. I don't think he's going to be ready for any of that. I might be wrong, but that's just me. And I keep that stance. Trenches. I agree with that.
You gotta go right. Trenches.
I can see Rodriguez. But one name that I'm mainly looking at in this draft is a guy that if he came out last year, he's easily a top 20 pick. And now I see his name falling down draft boards, and he may fall to the second round. That's Anthony Hill Jr. out of the University of Texas.
Texas.
That's one guy that I'm looking at in this draft that I think he gonna turn some heads, and he may move back up the board. But if he falls to the second round, anywhere in the second round, Falcons need to find a way to get him.
I ain't gonna lie to you again, and I don't think he's gonna be there. But if like somehow, some way that CJ Allen end up sliding some kind of way, you gotta take it.
I agree with that because you know what you get.
You gotta take it. But I mean, I think he's gonna be in high demand, just like what Sonny Styles and
Right.
what's the Bailey and definitely Reese.
Agreed. Ryan said Texas Tech linebacker is dropping out the first. I agree. He'll probably be a top 15.
Yeah, I can see that.
Since we're going to run heavy, do we really need to invest in wide receiver? Absolutely. Because think about it, if they get rid of Mooney or they trade Mooney to try to get a draft pick, that's another wide receiver we need. And I think honestly, outside of Drake and Mooney, what really do we have? Because David Seals, he was only on a 1-year deal, so he may or may not get re-signed. And then the rest of our receivers really on the practice squad. So
Romeo Dobbs and Watson.
Yeah, Romeo Dobbs is another. The only problem I have with him, he suffered from concussion throughout his career. So that's kind of scary.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, you know, my issue is with Christian Watson. Shoot, that just can't stay healthy. It's be something. He's so explosive, you know, when he's healthy, but it's just be. And then, of course, he's a big receiver too. And even though he's had injuries, and even with the ACL,
speed, yeah,
he still
healthy
to him.
Yeah. But I'm with Chris though, and Ryan. We talked about it on the show yesterday. If I find a way to scoop up the money, I'm looking at Quay Walker all day.
Yes, sir.
All day, twice on Sundays. You know what you're getting with that guy. See if they find a way to get money, they're gonna find a game changer on either side of the ball. We just don't know who it is or who it may be, but they gonna do it. Like they hinting at it.
I like this question.
Go ahead, put it up there.
Oh, okay. So I hear scenarios where we trade Bijan or Drake for picks, but we could. What could we get for Chris Lindstrom? Well, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Word to the force.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh man.
If I'm trading Chris Lindstrom, I gotta have at least multiple picks, or I gotta have a strong first round pick. We're talking about one of the best guards in the league. Okay.
Best offensive lineman, period.
I'm trying to told you. And you're gonna have to pay for that.
I'm not taking no less than the first and the second. First this year, second next year. That's it.
No less than that. Bro, like for real, we're talking about somebody. Because my thing is, there go another leader in the locker room. There goes somebody that helps to anchor the right side of the offensive line. The running mate of Caleb McGarry. When McGarry makes mistakes, Lindstrom sometimes actually catches those mistakes as well.
Right.
There was even a point in time to where Lindstrom's play a few seasons ago had went down just a little bit just because he was covering for Caleb in the early part of the season. And of course, you know, Desmond Ritter was a quarterback. But yeah.
You had to throw that in there, didn't you?
Well, I didn't say nothing. But
yeah, you did. But yeah, Chris Lindstrom, I couldn't even trade him, to be honest. Man. We talk about Bijan in a skill position, but running backs come a dime a dozen. Offensive linemen don't.
I'm about to say, do a Chris Lindstrom come dime a dozen?
No, they don't. You know what? I've been hearing and I've been reading. Trent Williams might become available because they don't want to pay him. I know he's 37 years old, and that dude can still move like he's 25, and he's physical. If they cut him and have to pay him dead cap space, if I'm Bill Callahan, I'm going after him. And Bill coached him in Washington, so we have an inside track. Trent Williams on this offensive line, and I know Jake Matthews getting up there. but you can move Trent or Jake to the right side,
I'm about
especially
to
if you
say,
can't get a center.
I'm about to say probably Trent would end up going to the right side. That would make sense to me because everybody else can just stay put in their position, and we just
Right.
at least have the camaraderie with the other four guys. While Trent, which it wouldn't take him long to come along.
Dustin said wide receiver, quarterback, cornerback, two, nose tackle, linebacker, and right tackle, and a left tackle because Jake ain't going to be here 2 to 3 years from now. I agree with that, but his dad played a long time, so Jake got a lot in the tank. I think at the least he got 2 more years at the
It all
least.
depends on what he want to do.
And I'm gonna be honest, if he runs out of a contract, he can sign 1 year deals from that point on, and I think they'll go for it because one, they won't have to pay much.
Right.
The older he gets, the less they have to pay, and they getting experience at that position.
Facts.
Yeah, so yeah.
I remember we
So,
talked about it. I brought it up about how we don't kick the can down the road on Jake a few times on the contract.
yeah,
now.
that time over with. Yeah, that's over.
Cap space ain't nothing to play with, but the $38 million cap, dead cap, like $38 million.
Boy, 38 million dead cap is crazy. Crazy.
Oh, great. Jake, you good? Put that helmet on, my boy. Going out there.
Willie said, "Can you do a video on Tyson Bagent? Is he a bridge or a backup?" I did that already. Willie, go check it out.
I was about to say, I think. Well,
Yeah, I did that earlier today. Go check it out. Yeah, that was interesting. That's one of Ian's guys. Ian actually kept him on the team in Chicago. He was undrafted out of Shepherd College.
But remember, we touched on Tyson, and because I remember saying,
Cole Kmet. Right.
I remember I said I can go for it if the Bears are actually interested in shopping him. And now they're actually interested in shopping him. And I mean, he was one of the best backups last year. Could be somebody that could be a bridge and also be a possible backup as well here in Atlanta. I mean, following in, right. I mean, you could possibly go for it. I mean, you could do worse. Think about it. We could do worse.
Facts. But, and Cole Kmet could still end up here, especially if they trade Kyle. If they do a tag and trade with Kyle and Cole Kmet becomes available, they could probably get him for a 7th round pick. And to me, at that position, at 7th round, that's a steal. And he's still on his rookie contract.
Yeah, because, I mean, we talk about 5th rounders all the time, but we don't have a lot of 6th and 7th rounders that we can just say, hey, man, yeah, he really popped.
Yeah. Dan said these cuts are happening this early because we're making cap space for a big signing or two. I absolutely agree with that. We're just waiting to see who it is going to be and how they're going to pull it off.
Yeah, because contract structure is going to be very key. You're front loading, you're back loading, you're spreading out. You're going to restructure later. Cutting, you giving yourself an out.
Out of control. Yeah, Dan, I expect Charlie to be cut too. I think he says about $4 million. That's 2 more contracts.
I think Charlie may save more money than that.
I think it's $4 million, a little bit over 4, if I'm not mistaken. Cindy 542 says space eating nose tackle is a must. Absolutely. This upgrade will be free up Walker to head hunt more, and often instead of assisting the run support. And another thing, I expect Doris to pay more in this year, especially we don't know if James Pierce coming back. So Doris got to move around and get that sack total and keep it live.
Don't forget about Zach Harrison.
Yeah, Zach. That's what I was going to say. Zach Harrison coming back. So I mean, and I think Tavondre Sweat is going to be a free agent. We wanted to draft him when we drafted Rook. I think he's going to be a free agent because he just isn't working out in Tennessee.
Ain't that so? Let's see.
Backtrack a little bit. You can probably get him for pennies on the dollar. Clark he may be gone. But at the same time, if we don't have the depth and he has chemistry with this team, he could stay. But if they re-sign D Offord, I would not be mad because D ended up being one of the better slot corners in the league last year. And nobody wants to give him that credit.
Mm-hmm. No, man, D played well. And you think about it, I think Honestly, Jeff Ulbrich being able to put his hand on him, I think that really is was really a staple for the whole defense, not even just D. I was gonna say just D, but the entire defense. Can you think about it? Everybody regressed under Jimmy Lake. Everybody.
Yeah.
But everybody. But you think about this season, we had rookies step up. We had veterans that looked like they knew how to play football again. It's like
Yeah, they forgot the fundamentals. It seemed like, boy.
But no, shoot, it wasn't no fundal or no mental. It's shoot before shoot, man.
Oh, it was some funding, and they were funding and fucking up is what they were doing.
What you say? That bullshit.
Yep, that old bullshit. Willie said, when do you think the Falcons decide the quarterback situation during free agency, the draft, minicamp, OTAs? That's gonna be all the way up to all the way through preseason. And we won't know, who's gonna be quarterback once the preseason is over. Keep it real. The only way
it was a little bit
we get a quarterback decision before that is if Michael Penix just have a setback and we know he's not coming back. That's the only way.
Yeah, but say $4.75 million by cutting.
I knew about 4 something. I knew it was somewhere in there. I saw it about a month ago. Natron Brooks has been more available in 3 seasons than Clark Phillips. Absolutely.
Yes, he has. And I believe that's something you have to reward too. If it boils down to it, to a Natron or a Clark. I mean, Clark is a mystery still, but I mean Natron being available, and you kind of got to go with more. So
Clark also has the talent, and for some reason he just can't stay healthy.
Maybe you try him on special teams one more time and see what happens.
Agreed. I can see that. Absolutely. This is to be honest, he don't trust this GM. What have Chicago did in the draft? Like he said, they took multiple swings at why they trade back so much for capital. I believe if our guy there, you go get him. Did you pay attention to what he did in Chicago the last 2 years about what he signed and who he signed? And who he drafted? Now, one of his safeties he drafted, Jaquan Brisker, he's a free agent. If you want to cheap, well, I don't know if he'll be cheaper than Bates, but if he's going to be cheaper than Bates, there's one guy you got to think of. They got Montez Sweat, went inside Grady Jarrett, went inside Drew Dahmer, DeAndre Swift, Keenan Allen before they let him go. Drafted Roma Dunze, got DJ Moore, who they may be finna trade again. Luther Burden, a wide receiver that should have been a first-round pick last year. Ended up, I think, in the 3rd round, and they stole him. So, I mean, they made some good moves in Chicago, and he was part of that. So, maybe he can capitalize on it.
All right, so you just said about Brisker, so you know I had to go. So you know I had to bring it to everybody's attention.
What's the market price?
The market price is a 3-year deal worth $33.2 million, which would be $11 million per year.
I can rock with that.
But the market outlook is some suggest a higher market between 11.1 and 14 million per year.
That's a little too high.
And that
11. Yeah.
Potentially
11 to 12 is my range for him. But would you take him over Jesse Bates? Probably because he's younger. But I mean, like I said, new staff. Yeah.
Jesse been more available. I mean, Brisker's been battling injuries. Remember, he had a 12-game absence in 2024 because of concussion.
Right. Then we don't know how that's recovered.
Right. Then 2025, he missed some time too. So, just saying, man, availability.
Cindy said, "Let's take a second and thank the Lord that Rich McKay is gone."
Okay.
Oh boy.
Yes, sir. I'm talking about.
Oh boy. Goddamn Rich McKay, that dude there. But you got anything to say before we get out of here, man? We got our hour mark. Hate to see
it. By the way, Smitty said this was going to be about 35 minutes, by the way.
Slipped into an hour. Never fails.
Hey, that's how it is, man. When you got
the best
chat in the world, man. a group full of Falcon fans, man. Can't beat it. Can't beat it.
Man.
Hey, man.
That's
But
what
of
I'm
course,
talking
man, always appreciate y'all, man. And appreciate those questions too, man. They had some good questions. I love that one question about the scenario about how we talk about Chris Lindstrom. But again, I gotta have some. Well, I gotta have it for Chris. I ain't gonna lie.
Chris is a monster. I couldn't do it. To me, and I see it already, and I'm saying it right now. Chris Lindstrom is the first ballot Hall of Famer. Go argue with your mama.
At the Sunday dinner table. But A1 Forever Sports, that's the platform on YouTube, man. Come on over, like, comment, and subscribe. Be a part of the A1 family. Love to have you. The same thing over at the Hawks Digest as well. Just recently dropped a video over there talking about Jonathan Kuminga and some legends on the inside NBA panel. They had said some things when he was traded to Atlanta. So I kind of had that waiting in the wings for his debut. And you seen 27 points, 9 of 12 shooting. But yeah, Hawks Digest, man. Anything, everything Atlanta Hawks over there. Also, Twitter, A1 Forever. Instagram, A1 Forever. And the real A1 Forever on TikTok, man. As always, make sure y'all find y'all peace today, because positive energy always creates elevation. Trust me, that's how you find your peace.
Hey, bro, that's one of my favorite saying. Find your peace today.
Hey, man.
Because some people can't find any peace no matter what they do. Miss Drill, thank you for the donation. I'm sure that for your page, Chris. Be blessed. I felt like I was in the war room tonight. Hey, Miss Drill. Hey. I mean, that's the way you feel. I mean, we got to have fun like that sometime, man.
Yeah.
War room. Yeah. We got to have fun like that sometime.
I appreciate that.
Appreciate it. A1 would check out that Kuminga video. Absolutely. Thank you, Willie.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Miss Drill, again.
Super sticker. Super.
That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, man, y'all know where to catch me, man. FatBoySlam_21 on Twitter. See it right there on the page. Also catch my latest videos, man. Tyler Bagent, is he gonna be a trade target for the Falcons? Don't know. We'll be dropping another video sometime tonight. It's gonna be a late night video about the three amigos that we lost in Kader Hodge, Tyler Algier, and Caden Ellis. So it'll be out probably in the next hour or two, or I put it up for a preview tomorrow, but it's gonna be done tonight. But another great pop-up show, man. I thank y'all for coming through, talking to us, man. As always, man, we love y'all, and we pray that y'all, like Chris said, find peace and make somebody smile today or tomorrow whenever y'all go back outside. Make somebody smile. They could change their life, man. Trust me, it can. And again, man, prayers up to the family of Rondell Moore, who passed away earlier this week. And look, it's not easy, and trust me, God gonna put his arm around him when he get up there, man, because I don't wish that on nobody. Before we get out of here, Ghost Pepper said Ian is known to believe that NFL draft is similar to the lottery, and the best way to win is to have as many picks as possible. That's right, Ghost Peppers. Many picks as possible. That's what I'm talking about.
And I will say,
what's good?
Like you know. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just about to say it. Hey, what's going on, family? But hey, and don't forget, tomorrow's not just any old regular Thursday. It's the beginning of the NFL Combine, and it's running all the way through Sunday, March 1st. So make sure you guys are checking out some players. You know, me and Smitty gonna be doing the same. We already kind of got some guys that we're already kind of like looking at and eyeing anyway. But you know, you always want to have that combine and just get some of those extra numbers, you know, so make sure so your eyes ain't playing tricks on you, you know. But just get ready.
Our boy Ryan from the Birdcage, we already had a conversation.
Man,
we're gonna try to put together some draft videos for y'all, players we could be looking at the position that we need the most. So y'all stay tuned, man. We always working behind the scenes. But again, shout out to my big bro, Big John Higgins, man. Shout out to you, man. Always supporting me, man. He always called me, asked me questions if he unsure about something. So shout out to him, man. He's always been one of my biggest supporters, man. So shout out to my big bro, John.
Yes, sir.
And again, shout out to y'all too, man. We're gonna roll on out of here because I got to finish this video, and I'm not eating chicken wings tonight. Thank God. I got me some soup because it's been a little cold. But I'm gonna go and get out of here, man, so I can eat some, finish that video, and take my old ass to bed. But we're gonna holler at y'all soon, man, because there's way more news coming with the new league you're about to start. But we're gonna holler at y'all later, man. Peace.
Peace.